are
Good,
you?
good evening. Boy, I've got to lower my microphone here. It sounds so loud. All
Oh,
right.
loud. My voice is very loud, I tell you.
Let me change the lighting here a little bit so we can have some better
I
light.
don't have problem of voice that don't hear. Everybody hears me.
Wow, that's great. Well, listen, this is super. Thanks for asking me to do this.
You know that you are all over Latin America now. Do you know
I, I
that?
I'm very nervous, so my Latin's not very good. So I apologize.
No, but it's good that we speak in English, so also people can practice and get better in English. That is a very important for everybody. It's the language that is spoken all over the world. I always say to everybody that it's a must to really. It is important that people learn English, of course. That is it's a first and second language at the same time.
Well,
So
Pina,
tell me.
I'll tell you, I have a joke in my seminars that goes like this. When you speak two languages, you are bilingual, but when you speak one language, you're American.
That's good. When you speak two languages, you're American. I love it. I love it. That's the American attitude. Oh my God.
That's it.
You are
So
not you are not from England. You are American. Oh
I'm
my God.
American. That's right.
So
I'm not.
if the people from England here, an attitude. That's a completely attitude. Well, I'm very glad that you're here, and we want to learn from you, of course. And what are the things that you think that have most? What are the characteristics that you think that most top producer agents in the United States have in common?
Yeah. Well, Pina, first of all, seriously, thanks for doing this for all the real estate professionals. I know how busy you are and how successful you are, and for you to take the time to give to the industry this way with your interviews, I think is very generous and very powerful. And so thank you for all you're doing to make a difference in the world. As far as the characteristics, as you know, I have our coaching program, and I do weekly group coaching with our students every Monday. And what we're finding because of this coronavirus, that we're in a new real estate reality. But here's the interesting part, is that it's scary for a lot of people because it feels like we're flying a new airplane and building it at the same time. We're trying to figure out in the middle of it, like we're in the middle of this confusing time trying to figure out how to redo our business. So to answer your question, in this new real estate reality, I find that what agents need is more empathy than ever before, because people being locked in. Where are you right now, Pina?
I am in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Okay, you're in Argentina right now?
Yes.
Okay,
Do you know where is Argentina? Do you know?
It's on the map.
Yeah, of course.
I know.
It's on the planet.
It's on the planet. It's on Earth. I know that. And
it's
it's
in
warm.
the South America. I am in the last country at the Americas. It's North America, Central America, South America. I am at the bottom in Buenos Aires. That is the most beautiful European city in all Latin America. I love all other cities, but Buenos Aires is special. And I am here. It's a big cosmopolitan city, I will say more than almost 20 million people in all Buenos Aires. It's a beautiful city.
See, this is why I'm American, because I'm so uneducated. See, all I know about Buenos Aires is from Evita, from the Broadway show. That's all I know.
Well, we have Evita, we have Messi, the top. You know, we have in Miami the architect that did the Ash Theater, the museum. It's Argentine, Cesar Pelis. You know, also we have George Perez was born in Argentina. You know that?
I did not know this.
Yeah, he was
I'm getting
born in
educated.
Argentina. He was from mother and father from Cuba, and he was raised in Colombia, but he was born in Argentina. There are so many developers that are Argentinians.
I'm going to have to come to Argentina, and you'll have to sell me something. Now,
you are my guest.
I would love it. Now, answer me this. Are you doing business also in the States?
I am the first woman, the first person that brought Miami to Latin America, and I showed in 1994 that people could buy real estate of Miami from Argentina, from Brazil, from any part of the world. Imagine, in 1994, the first project that I represented was Santa Maria with Hugo Colombo in 1994. And Porto Vita, when it was only on papers, imagine.
Now, is the coronavirus where you guys are now, is it a concern? I should have checked this.
Well, it's a concern, but here the government took very good measurements, and they closed practically the city because you know that this coronavirus, the worst places is where there is a big concentration of people.
Yes.
So he took smart decisions, and in the 20th of March, he closed the city, and people have to be in their homes, and he started the quarantena. And now he's starting to open slowly.
He's starting to open it up. Well, going back to your question. I think that in this new reality, with the coronavirus and the challenge of that, people agents need to be better skilled in their business. They need to know more than just listing and selling. They have to know technology. We've been thrown into being more skilled at using technology as part of our everyday business. So I think that's perhaps one of the most important things that an agent needs to succeed in this market.
And what do you think that are the characteristics, if you have to say, these are the characteristics that a top producer you can find in different top producers of the world?
Yes.
You will find for sure. What would you say?
You'll find passion for the business, passion for making a difference with people, using real estate as the tool. You know, everybody, most people, I should say, you know, if you're homeless, even if you're homeless, you still are going to some place at night where you're putting your head down on a pillow or down on something and you call that your home. So, you know, real estate, you know, we joked about where Argentina is, and I said it's on the map, it's on the planet. But when you think about it, everything is evolved around real estate. You know, Argentina, the country is a piece of real estate that's on Earth, and Earth is a piece of real estate in the universe.
Absolutely.
People have been sheltering in their homes. This is because of the virus. This is our industry. And so people that are passionate about real estate and bringing people together, buyers and sellers, to me, that is one of the key characteristics of a top producer.
That's fantastic. And if you have to give an advice to top producer, we were a little telling some suggestions, technology.
Yeah.
What would you say they have to focus now in order to go out from this moment much more successful? What would you say?
Well, I think that even if in your part of the world they're opening up to the countries opening up again, I think the technology and different pieces of technology is what is here to stay, regardless. For example, like you and I are doing this interview on Instagram. You know, people need to be more familiar on how to do this type of conversation. You know, if you're going to talk to a seller who is still concerned about the virus, or you're going to talk to somebody that's out of the country, you know, how are you going to communicate with them? Like for example, you using the WhatsApp. You and I started talking on the WhatsApp. Like that's just not a tool that I'm too familiar with. I'm familiar with it, but not too much. We don't use it too much here in the States. But obviously you're doing that. So if I were in your market and WhatsApp is one of the most important tools, I would want to learn it more. Most people, Pina, they only use maybe 10% or 20% of the technology that they're familiar with. So on a scale of 1 to 10, they're using it, but maybe they're on a level 3 where they should be at a 7 or 8. Does this make sense what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And now, what is the technology that are using or they need to learn to use? And as you said, quickly, because business is like that. If you cannot connect quickly, another person is going to connect.
Exactly.
So what are the things that you think that is a must to know and to learn?
We're finding that that agents are learning more on the virtual tours, how to use virtual tours more, how to do the 3D, how to close transactions digitally instead of in person. Facebook, to me, Facebook is a powerful, I mean, Facebook is like digital real estate. So to me, that's like a number one thing that people need to be learning. Instagram obviously is very important to our industry because we're in a very visual industry of homes and the look of that. So those are the things that I'm finding the agents need to learn.
How is important also, because we are speaking about tools, but how is important also the personal preparation in mind and also physical of an agent?
Well, I'm smiling because I shouldn't talk about physical. You're right, the physical is important, but I like to eat pasta too much, Pina.
But it's a good pasta.
It's great pasta. I'm Italian, so it's genetic. I have to eat pasta. It's on my birth certificate. So I think mentally, what agents need to do is to definitely connect with people. They have to feel that it's not just about listing and selling. It's about building relationships with people. And you know, part of the challenge with this virus thing is that we've had to be socially distant, and that's not how human beings are. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, who we are. It's in our DNA to be connected with one another. So to be socially distant is against our DNA. Exactly. And that's a challenge. That's a challenge for a lot of people. And the more we've been sheltered in, the more that's become individual challenges. So we have to try and use the technology that we have at our disposal to try and be socially distant, but not socially disconnected. So we've got to try that connection.
Okay, fantastic. And if you have to say, what are the key points in order to succeed in a real estate transaction?
Well, I think being a coach for people, I think instead of thinking like salespeople, like one of the things we tell our students, we call them power agents. The power agent, we don't sell people, we serve people. We don't close people, we coach people. So I think part of the mentality of a successful agent is to also think of it as coaching people, not forcing or closing or techniquing them. You know, you have a buyer who wants to buy. Why? What's their commitment? What's their why is this important to them? Same thing with a seller. Why is a seller selling? You see, Pina, nobody sells real estate just to sell it. They're selling it for a reason. And that reason is what they're committed to. So selling the house is not what they're committed to.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yes.
What they're actually committed to is their next level in life, because really what people do when they sell a house, they're moving from point A to point B in their life, and the selling the house is a means to that next level.
Exactly.
So what we do as real estate professionals, we don't sell houses. We actually help bring people to their next level in life.
Exactly.
And yes, so that's what I believe.
That's fantastic, because it's another way of seeing is what is the purpose of that that sell, or if they want to buy, or if they want to rent, and how we help to the person or both person to get their goal. Because
Yes.
as you said, maybe they want to buy another house, so they need to move on, or they need to divorce, or they need to sell it because they have financial problems, or whatever, or they have more children and they need a bigger house. Whatever is the objective, we need to look at only, and the most is to, I love it, the concept is amazing. And what else would you suggest?
I think so consulting, finding out what people are committed to, coaching them based on that, and you know, trusting, having that trust, that relationship. You know, if a client doesn't trust the person, like you, Pina, if as successful as you may be, if people don't trust you, they'll question doing business with you. So the trust to me is very important, building that trust and that relationship. Now, usually when people can trust you, you are successful.
Exactly.
Because I think if a buyer or a seller had the choice of hiring somebody really successful, but they're not sure if they trust them, another person who they really can trust, they'll choose that person more times than not. This is important for agents who don't think that they're top agents, they're not successful. I tell them, the people do not measure the quality of who you are based on the number of houses that you've sold. They measure you based on your authenticity, your integrity, and whether they can trust you. That's the quality that people look for.
I love it. I love it. And of course, for that, what you have to have is that whatever you sell has to be equal of whatever you do.
Yes.
One of them.
Yes, yes.
And I love it. You know, I want to know if there is any question that we have here. Anyone wants to ask a question? A lot of people from real estate friends that I know. A question.
Yeah. What time is it there, by the way? I have a question.
Here is 8:50 p.m.
p.m. Okay, so it's at night. Okay, good.
Yes.
All right.
A ver. So
Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, we have a shy
group.
audience. A ver, let's see. I have a Jessica. I know Jessica, Lucho, a lot of people that I know. La Petite Organización de Ventas, a lot of friends, and a lot of people from Ale Vidal, Proyectos Norte. I hear a lot of people. Well, one of the questions that I have here is, what are the things that you never want to do in order not to lose the trust of your clients?
Well, always when you say you're going to do something, as slight as it may be, to make sure you do that thing. All right. So if you, it's very stupid, but I'll give you an example. If you say that you're going to show up or call somebody at a certain time, let's say it's 7:30. You know, if you're 7:31, you're late. I know that a minute or two, usually it's acceptable, and we explain it, and people say, oh, that's okay, don't worry about it. But truly, that's an integrity issue in my opinion. That even if you say 7:30, you mean 7:30. Not about, so I believe that it's very important that we be our word, that we say what we mean, what we say what we mean, period. End of story.
I love it.
You know who taught me this, Pina? I'm going to use an analogy. My broker taught me this. Very successful, very successful. He opened up a real estate company within 6 months. First, he was only a real estate agent for a year and a half, and he was very great. So he decides to open up an office. 6 months, we are the #1 office in the market. 6 months. He was great. His name is Mac. And Mac said this to me, how important integrity is, being your word.
Be your word.
Be your word. And here was the analogy he used for me. He said, if you had a big bowl of punch, drink, right? And you took a little shot glass of urine, pee, and you poured it on this side of the punch, would you drink from the other side? And I said, no, of course not. He said, every time you lie just a little bit, you just peed in the punch.
Oh my God, I love it.
So that to me is the most important thing.
It.
Don't pee in the punch.
Don't pee in the punch. I love it. Can you please send me that? Because I want to post it in my Instagram. I love it.
Okay,
tell me
good.
The story. Amazing. Yes. So be your word.
Exactly. Be your word.
How much we need that, no? I think that humans sometimes have forgotten about the importance of be your word.
What do we tell our kids, right? We tell our kids to be their word, to be respectful, and somehow we forget as we grow older. We make it acceptable to be late. Oh, I'll see you later tonight. I'll call you tomorrow. It's we raise the bar of our integrity, because listen, what do we say about praying or talking to the universe or giving affirmations? We say, give me abundance, or help me with this. But if we're saying to the universe to bless us, but if we're lying, we're peeing in the punch over here, the universe says, well, I don't know if you really mean what you're asking for, because you're not always your word. So we can't just put out in the universe sometimes we're our word. We have to put it out there all the time that we're our word. And then abundance comes to us.
Wow. What can I say? This is so important. I think that this is if we want to be blessed, we first bless. Act with blessings constantly. Yes. As you said, we cannot be in the punch because no one's gonna drink it. Only if it's a drop, you will not drink it.
Exactly.
So neither a drop. So that's the
right.
way people should live. We all should live. No?
You are the punch.
I am the punch.
You are the punch. So don't pee in your punch. Keep
it
clean.
Never. Each of us is a punch.
Yes, that's
so
correct.
Today, I think that the message is, please, we have to understand that if we do that, if we are peeing in our punch, so we are destroying the art that we are.
Yes.
Can be a punch, or can be a cake, or can be a flower, or can be anything that you want. You can name it. You can name yourself the way you want, but you are destroying your own art.
Yes.
So the message is, that's authenticity. That's, as you said, be your word. I love it.
Good.
I love it. I think really it has been a blessing to speak with you, really.
Thank you.
And I hope to talk to you very soon. And we leave to the people a very important message. There is any other question? There are so many other people that are entering.
Yeah, I see that.
If you want to say something to the audience, what would you give a nice suggestion and advice.
Yes. Well, just know that as real estate professionals, you are making a difference in people's lives. Every transaction represents a life, it represents a family. And what we do, what you do, is help make a difference in people's lives by finding that place for them. This is the most important profession of any profession, because people leave their home and they come back to their home. People have been sheltered in their home. People create memories in their home. People raise their children in their home. Relationships are built in the home. So you have the most important job. You make a difference in people's lives. So that's the thing to always remember. It's not about the commission.
You know that something that there is some questions. People say, listen, but in the third world countries, it's not so easy because the government doesn't help the people as much. What would you suggest to the people who feel that here in the third world countries, that is real? The laws are not so equal, are not so well respected, and it's harder. How would you say? What would you say to them?
Rise up.
As we were talking, be your word. How can you be your word in third world countries where there's no the laws doesn't respect the people?
Doesn't respect the people. Well, listen, between you and I, Pina, and the whole world that's listening right now, the president that we have in our country is not his word. Period. True. So we cannot. So I'm not happy with our government right now because they're just not truthful. They're peeing in the punch with a gallon. Okay. So what we can do is focus on our word and our relationships. You see, there's the world government, then there's our country, our government, then there's our local community, and then there's your world, right? So there's different levels of world. So even if your country does not respect, or your government doesn't respect people, what the case is, you still have your world, and that is you, your family, your relationships. That's your world, and it's important that you make a difference in that world that you exist in. Does that make sense?
I understand, but there is a question about that, and I want you to respect all questions, and that's why I want you to ask. But we have to make a difference as we can in our more closest family, friends, and colleagues, and everything. Well, again, thank you so much, and it passes like this, but I would like to contact you again if possible. I thank everybody, all the questions and everything, and hope to hear from you very soon.
All right,
be
Pina.
your word.
Yes. Pina, thank you again so much. I appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. Everybody, keep doing what you're doing. Make a difference out there, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Good night.
All right, good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.